Yesterday, we told you about the hyperextended knee.
Yeah.
Turns out it's a bone bruise. Here was his brother, Jason Kelce, who was doing an interview on 94 WIP, giving an update on the status of his brother.
I know he's got some swelling going on, but it sounds like as long as they can get that down, he's going to have a chance to go. Ligaments and everything are intact. Structurally, from what we know right now, his knee's fine. I think he's going to be good to go. I really do.
Knee's fine, going to be good to go. Breathe a sigh of relief if you're a Kansas City Chiefs fan.
Yep.
And now you have a luxury move if you want, which is you don't have to play Travis Kelce in this game if you don't want to. And in fact, if I had the ear of Andy Reid, I would tell him, do not play Travis Kelce in this game. You don't need necessarily to win this opener against the Detroit Lions. You need to make sure you're at your tip-top and best against the rest of the AFC. That's the important thing. You have Jacksonville in week 2, sit Kelce week 1, and bring him back week 2.
Maggie, they already took ESPN off my cable network, and now you're going to take Travis Kelce out of the opener on NBC.
I know.
Do you not like fun things in week 1? I've been looking forward to this stupid game for 6 months with the Lions and the Chiefs battling back and forth, having this offensive explosive. Remember Jared Goff and Mahomes in primetime 54-51 a few years ago? That's what I want. I can't have Travis Kelce on the bench because you think that they should save him for the AFC. What about us? But the other thing, too, is...
What about you?
The other thing, too, is they have a hard schedule. They have a brutal schedule, so there is not a lot of room for slippage. And this might be one of, believe it or not, one of the winnable games. According to Warren Sharp, who does his strength of schedule based on Vegas win results, or win predictions, rather, has Kansas City as the 5th hardest schedule in the entire NFL. They play everybody. They cannot afford to slip up here if they want home field advantage. And I think that's important. And you said it yesterday. It's a big deal in the AFC to come out of there because it's going to be such a competitive conference. I don't think you can allow any slippage.
Okay, well, I think where Kansas City might get a bit of a, I don't want to say reprieve, but where they could really start stacking some wins is actually in their own division, which beyond the Los Angeles Chargers, who I do expect to be good, but they are also the Chargers, so you never know. It's possible that the Raiders, are totally bust this year. I've already predicted that Devontae Adams was going to ask for a trade before the Monday night game against the Patriots. I'm on the record on that. Chandler Jones is doing some weird stuff on social media. We'll get to that. They could be in the market for a quarterback, a total tank team. And the Denver Broncos could be a total boom or bust team. Does anyone, either Sean Payton and Russell Wilson are going to be awesome together or they're going to be terrible together. And I don't know if it's anywhere in the middle. So they could be stacking wins against their own division. And this is where they have to pay attention. I would not mess around with Kelce. Now, the other thing that's going on with Kansas City is obviously Chris Jones. Now, Chris Jones, their standout defensive end, amazing, one of the best in the league. He's been in a contract dispute this entire training camp. Well, he's doing a charity event with the team at the Ronald McDonald House earlier today, and he said, listen, all I want is a raise, and I could be on the field tomorrow if they meet my contract demands. Everything's coming up Chiefs right now.
Well, how's that? Okay, do you see Chris Jones on the field? The game is tomorrow. What are you talking about he can play tomorrow? This makes no sense to me. By the way, Broncos played the Chiefs really, really close last year. Russell went off in both games, and they won both games by a field goal. That's the Nathaniel Hackett Broncos. I'm telling you, there's a lot can happen here. Then they have everybody hard you don't want to see on their schedule. You see the Eagles and the Bills, and everybody's on the Chiefs' schedule. And the Lions are going to be so amped up for this game. Honestly, yes, Chris Jones said I can play, but somebody's got to practice here, right? Like, is anyone Are they that veteran and that good that they don't need to practice? They can show up on Thursday night and beat up the Lions, the surging Lions?
I watched their quarterback win a Super Bowl on one leg. Yes, they can definitely, sorry to bring it up, they definitely can play. This is Chris Jones, his quote, "If a deal gets done, I can be out there tomorrow," he said. And I don't know how simple the contract stuff is. He said, hey, I just want to raise. Well, if it was that simple, it would have been done weeks ago. But this is all good things here happening for the Chiefs. You want to count them out. You want to lose faith in the Chiefs. You think they're going to have a fall off. Do it at your own risk, Perloff. I'm not going to go there with you.
Nobody's repeated since 2004, the Patriots. So there's a reason. Because it's a war of attrition in the NFL, and in the salary cap league, it's even more narrow. Everything we've heard has been negative. I mean, listen, the wide receiving core is not great. The last time we saw that defense, it was getting torn apart by Jalen Hurts. I understand why you would think the Chiefs have it easy in the AFC, but come on, this is the NFL. So many different things happen. They obviously were a better team than the Tampa Bay Buccaneers in that 2020 Super Bowl, but they had injuries. And that's what's – I just fear we're already seeing this sort of fraying at the seams here with the Chiefs. And if you're already seeing that, you haven't even played one game, what's going to happen as the season goes on?
Samter, I think we should put this on the poll, and I'm sure Perloff will put his own poll out because he loves to do a competing poll.
Subtly worded differently.
Yeah, with competing against your own show. But the poll, I think, should be, are you starting to lose faith in the Chiefs? Are you okay with that wording? Are you starting to lose faith in the Chiefs? See, I think this is all positive news.
Are you worried about the Chiefs?
No, Kelce's knee's intact, and Chris Jones just wants a raise, guys. That's all, and he'll be out there tomorrow.
How about if you worded it this way? Does this week's news make you worry at all about the Chiefs? Yes or no?
See, I think they got positive stuff here. These are positive returns. If I'm a Chiefs fan, I'm like, whew. I was wondering yesterday if you're going to be losing Travis Kelce for the whole year. Then I'd be a little worried. And Chris Jones was talking about, I'll hold out until week 8. He's singing a different tune. Dude, he showed up to the charity event. Like, that's got to be a good sign.
But there's a lot of ifs there, right? Even Jason Kelce said, if the swelling goes down, then he'll be good to go. Chris Jones says, if I get the raise, then I can play.
Right.
There's a lot of ifs. Neither of those guys are on the field, and there's a lot of question marks. So I don't think the news is that great yet.
Well, by the way, the news... You can't say this is good news on Travis Kelce because there was no news on Travis Kelce. Then Tuesday, he hyperextended his knee in practice. So you can't be like, this is good news.
Well,
because, I know, but that's why I want to put this week in the poll. I'm sort of cementing my way into a win on the poll here.
Well, does that mean then you will not put out a competing poll?
No, I didn't. I'm allowed to put any poll I want. It's America.
It is America.
We're allowed to poll. Don't try and shut down the polls, Maggie.
I would never. I don't want to end up getting indicted. 855-212-4CBS.
So, Your Honor.
Just an innocent conversation about the Chiefs.
I can just picture you in front of a grand jury. So the issue was defining a week in the life of the Chiefs.
Listen, I haven't been to Georgia in a really long time.